This is a Stereoforest production from stereoforest.com. Information, resources, and opportunities to support the show and connect with others are available at stereoforest.com/dailyreconnect. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have specific mental health concerns, please consult with a qualified healthcare professional. Now, on to the show. Welcome to the Daily Reconnect. It's March 7th, and I'm your host, deHaan. You might be feeling disoriented, depressed, or dissociated from the world due to stress or something else. It'd be lovely if we were living in mundane, boring, uninteresting, mind-numbing, average times that resembled watching paint dry. But we're not. So here we are. This brief episode will use an exercise to help you reconnect to the present, and together we will re-engage with this wild world, our bodies and our minds. So let's get started and reconnect with reality. In the previous exercise on Wednesday, we visualized a root system that extends out and connects us with others. In today's episode, we will become aware of the present using another natural element, the weather. You'll attune to atmospheric patterns outside and relate it to what's going on within yourself. This helps you acknowledge your emotional climate while reconnecting with the present moment. I will follow this with motivating guidance to navigate whatever weather your day brings. So find a comfortable position, either outdoors or near a window where you can see outside. If this is not possible, visualize an approximation of the current weather. Bring your awareness to what it's like right now. Notice the temperature of the air against your skin, even if you're indoors. Is it warm or cool? Humid or dry? Feel how it touches different parts of your body, like your face, your arms, or your hands. Become aware of any air movement. Perhaps there's a breeze flowing through an open window, a subtle current from a ventilation system, or complete stillness in the air. Now listen for sounds associated with the weather. You might hear rain tapping against the windows, or maybe there's wind that's rustling leaves or branches. Or perhaps there's the absence of weather sounds if you're, say, in a climate-controlled space. Now let's practice visualizing a shift. Wherever you are, turn inward to visualize in your mind a shifting weather pattern. If you're experiencing a warm, sunny morning, visualize a chilly wind picking up speed. Or if it's raining, perhaps you visualize the clouds breaking up and rays of sunshine descending from above. Or if you're inside somewhere, perhaps the ventilation system changes. Now allow your body to attune to these visualized, imagined changes. Just as trees and animals adapt to seasonal shifts, your body carries this ancient wisdom too. Notice how your breathing naturally adjusts to these weather changes or changes in your environment. Perhaps deeper in some seasons, perhaps shallower in others. Your breathing is perhaps deeper during some seasons and shallower in others. It might change depending on where you are in your community. Now shift your attention to your internal weather. What's the emotional climate inside your body today? Is there a storm of thoughts? Are you in a fog of uncertainty? Or do you have sunny and bright clarity? Or like a gentle rain of sadness? Take a moment to notice what that feels like. You don't have to understand the emotion or make any changes to it. Just notice whatever you're feeling right now. And just as the external weather exists without our judgment, neither good or bad, simply present, it simply happens or is there. Allow your internal weather to exist without that judgment. It's just there. Now notice how these two things, the weather and your emotions, how they're either different or they align with each other. Does what is happening outside mirror your emotions, or are they in stark contrast? Do you enjoy this difference, or do you prefer them to mirror or be aligned with each other? Remember that all weather, the weather outside and our emotions inside, it's temporary. These storms pass, the clouds can clear, the seasons will change eventually. Your awareness of how nature changes, just like ourselves, through this you might be able to use this to help you to remain present and focused rather than disconnected. Now, if you're visualizing a different location, bring your attention back to your present surroundings, and let's get prepared for the day ahead. Remember that your presence is radical in a world truly designed for distraction. The clarity that you've cultivated isn't just personal, it's often very political. When systems of power gain from our disconnection, from our isolation, the act of simply showing up fully for yourself and other humans becomes very impactful, even revolutionary when it's sustained. Today, let's notice the spaces where we can transform isolation into connection. Figuratively or literally, if you like, join hands with those around you. Remember that throughout history, every significant change began with people who dared to imagine something better together. Your awareness, your voice, your actions, however small they might be, are all threads in a larger tapestry of transformation. Carry this truth with you. We are stronger in community than we could ever be alone. We can find greater success together in a single unified action than if we were doing many different isolated actions separately. So find your group, find your people, accept everyone in it, include them, accommodate them, and then march forward. Thank you so much for joining me here today on March 7th for the Daily Reconnect. I'm Jen deHaan, and I'll be back on Monday for another exercise to help reconnect us with reality. Thank you for listening to the Daily Reconnect. Episodes are released on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. This show was created, written, hosted, edited, and produced by Jen deHaan. Links to contact information, ways to support the show, transcripts, the free newsletter, and our community Discord can be found in the show notes. This is a Stereo Forest production.